Look, if you are struggling to grow your boulder shoulders, if you want them delts to make that waist look tiny, make them women go, God damn, this is the video for you. We're going to be breaking down the very best delt movements. We're going to be ranking them from G to D, which sounds odd, but it's the GOAT to the, I'm not going to say the word D is like a bit spicy. It rhymes with the word, it doesn't rhyme with the word penis. It is the word penis, but never words dick. So I wasn't going to say it because I didn't know if YouTube would ban this video for saying them sort of words and put me off the recommended, but we roll anyway, so it's dicks or goated. And we're gonna rank these based on 5 main things. So number 1 is gonna be the risk to reward, the stimulus to fatigue ratio. So how safe is the movement? Does it train the muscle effectively? Is it going to actually give you growth? Really simple things. So sort of the science behind it. And this leads into point number 2, which is going to be your range and your exercise profile. So does it make sense? Does the movement train the muscle for the range it needs to actually grow? And on top of that, does the profile align? So for example, on a movement where your muscle is weakest, say here, does the movement ease up and become easier so that you can lift more weight over time? I'll explain more as we go here. It's a good point. Number 3 is learnability and consistency, which seems weird, but how easy is the movement to learn? Are you going to consistently do it? Is it hard to set up? Is it going to cause any niggles or injuries? Number 4 is my personal experience. Has it helped me grow? Do I enjoy the movement? Would I actually program it for myself? And what results have I seen? And number 5, most importantly, out of my 1,000, like I'm way over 1,000 clients at this stage, I'm coaching 10 years. What results have they got? What feedback have I got from, do they enjoy it? Do they like setting it up? What results have they seen? So you're getting everything here. You're getting a little bit of science, you're getting a little bit of my experience, you're getting all my clients' results, and we're mashing that together to give you something that's actually applicable. Look, if you like videos like this, I'd appreciate a like, a share, subscribe. It means the absolute world. Drop any feedback. I'm just looking to improve on this journey of getting better. It means the world. Look, without further ado, let's kick in and rank these. So I'm going to break these movement patterns down for the delts with the anterior, the lateral, and the posterior. So in other words, front, side, back. So let's start with the rear delt, the back. We always start at the back because that's the taper. That is what's going to make your back look wide, your waist look narrow. Number 1, we have a rear delt bent over fly. I'm going to rate this movement as a B. I think it's solid. I think it works the rear delts. It feels good. The only issue is you're not overly stable. It's hard to overload. A lot of people swing, so that's just the reason why I'm not giving it any higher or lower. Simple. Next up, we have an incline rear delt variation, which is where you lie down. I'm going to put this as an A. Simple as, you get a good movement pattern. It's going to feel good. It's got all the perks of the rear delt bent over, but without the loss of stability. Great movement all around. A tier, baby. Oh, this is a bit of a weird one, but I'm going to put this rear delt fly machine. Look, this is an A grade movement straight away. The reason I'm putting it here is if you scoot your bum back and you can make sure that your handles are just below your shoulders, this movement is going to feel incredible for your rear delts. The contraction is going to be great. The only reason I'm not giving it a G is because some of the rear delt kill machines, they stop a bit short. They don't feel right. The odd one isn't perfect. So that's why it's A tier. Boom. Right, we have rear delt cable flies. This is going to be one of the best movements you could do because you can actually play with the elbow pad. You can pull from high to low. You can pull across you. So if you imagine here, you're going to be able to work the muscle for a full range. It's easy to overload. It actually works in you usually don't get the rear delt as stretch as that. You can actually align it with the fibers because they run more like this than straight. This is G. This is the GOAT of rear delt movements. It is number 1. It is the daddy. We have rope face pulls. Great movement. Really like it. However, I find most people watch this because they just start yanking and they're working everything, not just rear delts. So I'm just going to put this as a B. Great movement. If you do it seated, we can maybe, with 2 ropes and you get a bit more range, maybe move it up to an A. But for now, we're going to stick it in B. Solid movement. Not the best, not the worst. Let's put it in there. Next, we're going to go into the front delt. This is a muscle group that's highly underrated. Now, I used to be a big believer that we didn't need to train this because we train a lot with pressing. I'm in a balance ground here. I'm starting to think it just depends on the individual. Like, if you feel that your delts are not as grown as they should be, that's proper English. You should, in reality, look at targeting each one. I think this will give you the best growth. So we're going to start with dumbbell front raises. Great movement. I'm going to put this as a B. The only reason it's not going higher is because we get very little tension at the bottom. And, you know, stand, a lot of people swing. Good movement. Is it great? It's in that middle ground. After this, we have an incline dumbbell front raise, which is pretty much just lying back. So you're getting a little bit of extra tension at the bottom. And this goes to A. So when you think about that, you're getting a little bit of extra range where you would have lost tension before. So great movement. Works the front delt really well. Line's good. Hard to beat. We've got front raises with the cables, which I think is a great movement. I'm going to put as A as well. If you do it on the bench, you could almost creep towards G, but I think this is a fantastic movement. Feels really good for the front delts. It's great for connection. It's hard to beat, and that's me being very straightforward. If you do a front raise on the cables, It's an A. It is a very good movement. The only reason is I don't know if many front delt movements really fall into G, like the GOAT, because they all have little things. Maybe the cable front raise we could slide up to G if you really wanted to focus on blowing up your front delts. I would put it to G, so we'll go with that. The reason being is you get tension at the bottom, tension at the top. It aligns really well. You can do it seated for stability. It's hard to fault if you really want to work front delts. Now, although all your pressing works your entire shoulder, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all the pressing in front delts. I just think it's a smart place to throw it in. So I know it works everything, okay? But we're going to put it in, we'll put it in press at the end. We've done rear delt, we've done front delt. You're probably thinking, where's the pressing going to go? I'm going to do laterals, then we'll do pressing, okay? So give you a little 4 sections. With your lateral raises, we're going to go through how to work the medial delt, and it's going to be variations of this, right? So we've got a wide grip upright row. That's the first movement. I think this is fine, but I don't think it's as beneficial as others, so I'm going to give it a C. The reason being is it's harder to overload, the exercise profile, learnability, just the feel compared to everything else. Boom, simple. Into lateral raise, which I think dumbbell lateral raise, a lot of people will feel like I'm not going to rate it as high as I do. But I think from my personal experience, my client experience, it's a G. It feels so good. Even though there's not tension at the bottom, the connection with a dumbbell lateral is just so good. It's like, it's the GOAT. It doesn't, if you imagine dragging your knuckles along the ground and then along the wall, that connection is hard to beat. Next up, we've got dumbbell land lateral raises. This is an old school Arnold movement. You very rarely see it, but if you don't have cables, this is one of the only ways you'll be able to fully lengthen under tension the lateral head of the delt, because you're angling yourself, the gravity helps you here. It's very smart. Like, whoever thought this is a genius. And I would put this at A, almost G. If you only have dumbbells, this is G all day. But because we have cables, there's other things at play here. So that's an A movement, great. Next up, we have a cable lateral raise standing. Great movement. It's gotta go into the G tier. The reason being is it feels so good. It's one of the movements that you can just connect so well with. You can align properly, you can do it single arm. If you do a behind the back variation, I could consider dropping it down because some people struggle to get that range, but a cable lateral raise standing is one of the best movements you can do for your delt. It has to go in G. Right, we've got machine lateral raise. This is going to go in an A tier. It depends on the machine. Some machines are terrible, some are good. But I don't think any machine is probably moving you towards the G tier. I don't know if it's just my connection, if it's others, but I just find cables and the dumbbell, even though the profile of the machine makes a lot of sense, even with the primes and all the good equipment, I just find it's not the one. It's just, that's based off my experience in plants. Next up, we have a LAN cable lateral raise. Seems similar, but this has to go in G. You think I'm rating everything for laterals in G, but the stability, the feel, if you get this set up right, the only reason you could drop it down is just it's handling to bring the bench over, but it's worth the hassle. If you really need to, you could do it lying on the ground and you would still get a great contraction. It would still feel phenomenal. It's hard. It's so hard to beat. It's probably my favorite delt movement overall. It's like a must in every training plan that I do. I love it. Like any training plan I program for myself, I just do it. Clients, it's different. I mix and match, but for this, for me, it's the one. Right, now into the fun. This is where things will get a little bit spicy. Look, we're gonna go into all your pressings and we'll start with machine press, okay? So machine press, I'm gonna give, if it's the right machine, a G. The reason being is it can be the GOAT. If you get the right one, like a prime and not, it's something that feels right, you can get where essentially your thumb is touching your shoulder. It's hard to beat. You're stable. There's no risk of injury. You don't have to flick the dumbbells up. It's so good. Rose is in the dumbbell press, where you can guess where I'm going to rate this. I'm going to rate this as an A. The only downside is you have to flick the dumbbells up, and if you get past the dumbbells, you shouldn't be doing it. Straight up, you shouldn't be getting past the dumbbells, man. You're a grown-ass man. Like, stop getting the dumbbells given up to you in dumbbell presses, shoulder presses. Like, flick them up yourself or don't lift them. Earn the right, bro. Next up, we have an Arnold press. I'm going to put this in C or D. C or D. I'm going to put this in C. Look, I just don't see the point in any movement that is a rotation. I think it still works the delt. I still like the movement, but would I ever program it? No. The reason being is I just don't see why you would rotate. It just doesn't make sense to me. It just, like, if you keep your elbows up here, that sort of does make some sense because you're keeping tension, but then you're not getting, like, if you look at me in the mirror, you're not getting the full range. Like, if you bring the dumbbells down here, you're technically resting. You're almost on biceps. So, okay, like a C movement. Next, we have a one-arm dumbbell press. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to put this in a D. Unless it's sport specific, you're going to struggle to overload it. It's going to be unstable. Sport specific could be a G, but for us that just want to focus on aesthetics, it's a D. you're just going to struggle to overload as much. Then we've got a landmine press, which I'm going to go straight into D as well. The reason being it's very similar. It's a sport-specific movement more than a bodybuilder aesthetics movement. People will talk about stability, building muscle, but like your main goal to build muscle is just about can you overload it? And with a dumbbell or a landmine press, single arm, you're going to struggle to do that. And that's not always a good thing if it's like because of the way the movement is designed rather than it's harder to lift more weight. Next up, we have a Cuban press. Like I'm going to rate this like a C. I think it's cool. I think it builds muscle, but like is it a movement I would ever program for just strictly muscle building? No. I think any movement that combines two movements at once usually doesn't do either efficiently well. It's like a squat and shoulder press. Like the weight's not enough to squat with if you can shoulder press it. It's just doesn't hit failure, so it doesn't make sense. We have a behind the Smith barbell press or any behind the neck sort of press. Like I'm gonna rate these as like a C. I think it depends on the individual. I think if you feel comfortable doing it, that's okay. Textbooks used to teach it, then they didn't teach it, now they're including it again. Super dependent to person. The reason being is because when you think about it, some people will get more rear delts, side delts doing this really connect well with it, but I think there's better ways to hit them muscle groups. So from an injury perspective, learnability, safety wouldn't be for me. Right, next up we got barbell press. A stand barbell press has to go in B at the maximum. If it's building muscle, like that's me putting it from personal experience because I like it when I was younger. Oh no, I'm gonna put it in C, slide it down. You're gonna struggle to overload it. People use their knee drive. It's a good movement, but your lower back can come into risk. Like, and that leads us into our next movement, which is a seated barbell press. Like this immediately would bring it from like a C to like a B. That's straight up because it just less stability. You're seated, you're safer. You can probably put safety racks on. It's a good movement. It feels strong. Solid. Leads us into the following, which is a Smith machine, and that's A. So you can see how we move up here based on stability, overload, safety, and I find that people just pick up less injuries. You can overload easier. It's just a better movement, and that's a really easy way to think about that, why I rate them in that order, and my clients feel the same. But I think your range is usually off. That's the reason I would drop it down. Like I like to sort of hit my thumb here on my shoulder to really connect, like especially well with my delts. So really simple thing. But I would rate it higher if you get more range, if you didn't have to flick yourself up, if there wasn't issues with it. I think most people also just like bang out reps. They use like knee drive and all. You see that all the time. Knee drive, it's like they do that thing where they shake their legs in like CrossFit. So for me, for muscle growth, like I would rather just do a dumbbell press or a machine press because I think they just grow better. You're safer. You're less likely to get niggles. Super straightforward. Look, I'm gonna be honest. The only one left is a cable machine press. Like a joint where you set up with the D handles. I'm gonna be honest. For the awkwardness of setting this up, the hassle, it's a really good movement. It'll feel phenomenal. But I'm gonna put this in like a C. Just you're not gonna be arse setting it up. It's never gonna happen. So there's no point me even rating this one. Like there's not, like nobody's ever setting up a cable press. People just don't do it. So it's as simple as that. I actually need to stop producing water in my mouth. This is just not happening. Look, I'm gonna wrap it there. That is everything you need. Look, let me know your thoughts. Please tell me if I missed anything where you'd rank it. I appreciate the likes, the shares, the subscribe. Anything I can do to improve. Any videos you want to see, just let me know. I'll see you in the next one. Big love. Wolf out. Woo!